Day one set the stage, but championships aren't won on the first day. Now the real test begins. Oakfield Golf Club has already shown its teeth, demanding precision on every swing and punishing anything less. After a shaky start in round one, the goal is clear. Build momentum, stay patient, and make a move up the leaderboard. Every round tells a story, and today's chapter is about pushing deeper into contention, one shot at a time.
Yes.
Great pass.
Thank you. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back for round two of the Canadian PGA Assistants Championship from the Oakfield Golf Club in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Now, if you haven't seen the video recapping round one, I do highly suggest that you go and watch that first, because it'll give you some context going into round two. So a quick recap of round one for those who have seen it. It was a shaky start. We were 3 over after 3. Fought back. I got it back to even after 12, and unfortunately we just made a couple of bogeys coming down the stretch, and we finished the day at 2 over par, which was it was frustrating. My pace putting really wasn't very good. There was a number of 3 putts and a number of times where I made like 6 or 8 footers to avoid 3 putts. So we're looking to build off of that going into round two. A good round will get us back in contention, and basically just looking to move as high up the leaderboard as we can before going into round 3. So the Oakfield Golf Club, par 72, 6,770 yards. We've got another beautiful day ahead of us here. Felt good warming up for the round. Really felt like we were ready to go out there and post a score.
This is the 9:40 tee time. First on the tee from Golf Griffin de Source, James Colin Davis.
Yay! Have fun, guys. Play well. All right, so starting on the first hole, par 5, 535 yards, dog legs around to the left. 2 over par to start the second round after the opening round, 74. Pinned today on the first hole, 21 on from the front, 4 from the left. So a little bit back left or just past middle, really. So not trying to draw this around the corner. That's been my miss. So I'm kind of aiming at the bunkers, and if it turns over, great. If I hit it straight, we play as a 3-shot hole. I just don't want to bring in like a big left miss and hit ball into the hazard. So fortunately, the driveway coming into the Oakfield Golf Club one's right behind the first tee, and I was like over the ball, been through my routine, ready to pull the trigger, and I heard a car coming up the driveway, and that was enough for me to recognize that it had caught my attention, and decided it was best to let's step off, reset, go through the routine again. Let's make sure we start the day on the right foot here. So I go through the routine, getting set up again, and another car coming up the driveway. Still lots of competitors kind of driving in, a bunch of tee times left after us here. So for the third time now, I will go through the routine, try to just repeat the routine the same way every time. It's good to have that consistency. Now, no cars coming up the driveway this time, so gonna be able to pull the trigger here. And that technically is the miss, right? That's the left miss I've been struggling
Next
with.
on the tee
Works
from
out great,
19th tee
covers
golf.
all the trouble. We end up in the left side of the fairway, 242 yards in. Hybrid was a little too much, 4-iron not quite enough. I figure a good 4-iron will kind of get us up by the front edge. Fortunately, I didn't hit this great, just slightly right, but it's not in any trouble. It's going to finish just short right of the green. So I'm playing a little bump and run here with my gap wedge, just trying to land it on the front part of the green, release it up. And it came out the way I wanted it to, but just nowhere near on line, just way right where I needed to start that. Good for pace, but because it was offline, I've left myself a lot more work than I would have liked for my opening birdie here. So this was a 9-footer going back up the hill. Just expected that to turn a little to the right. It did not. it's a better start than round one, because we 3-putted the first green in round one to start 1 over through 1, but really would have liked to have capitalized on that birdie opportunity there. You know, it's par fives. Obviously, you're looking to score on those holes, and so far over the 2 days, we just have not played that first hole very well. So second hole, 384-yard par 4. This one dog legs to the right. Now, as mentioned in the previous video, I'm hitting 3-wood because if you go a little left and far enough, there's a body of water out there, which with driver is reachable. 3-wood is still an aggressive play. It's still going to put a wedge in my hand. And for the second day in a row, we hit a great tee shot on this hole, right down the middle of the fairway. That's going to put us in great shape to attack this green. So 103 yards in here, pin just like front left-ish. 103 yards, sand wedge here, just like my nice little 3/4 one. And this was really well hit. And I was trying to put it a little right of the hole, but that's a little bit further right than I wanted it. Like, I wanted to give myself the uphill putt, but that was just like a little bit too on the safe side. Yes, we have an uphill putt, but the proximity is just not good enough to give us like a putt that we're going to make, you know, as often as we'd like to make this birdie. So about 30 feet here, going back up the hill. Again, pretty decent effort from that distance. Again, we 3-putted this hole in round one as well. We started with back-to-back 3 putts. So the fact that I can just kind of like, you know, I did mark the ball and lined it up, but it's not like I spent any considerable amount of time reading this putt and just making sure I'm not stepping in my playing partner's line here. Again, go through the routine. It's just a little downhill, really no break to it. Tap that in. We're even par through 2. Keeps us at 2 over par so far for the championship. So the third hole is a tricky par 3, and today, back left pin, which has got to be the toughest pin placement. This pin's 29 yards on and 8 from the left, so really far in that back corner. Playing 205 today. I've got 5-iron out. I'm just trying to hit, like, start at the middle of the green with just a touch of a draw on it to get it going back towards that flag. Fortunately, I started a little bit left and it drew more than I wanted to. Definitely didn't manage the club face very well on that one. I was worried that that was going to like kick and release down the slope. Luckily, it did stay off, just off the green. So not too tough of a chip here, a little downhill, a little left to right. I've got my lob wedge out. I hit that pretty good, and it just, you could see on the second bounce, it just checked really hard. And it also just wasn't as quick going down that hill as I would have expected. So, and we've struggled on this hole, and you know, I've got another 7-footer here to try to save par. Now, this would be a big putt right now. Again, going downhill, got some left to right movement on it. This would be huge for momentum if I could make this. Hit a really good putt, just overread it. Did not move nearly as much as I'd expected. That's a bogey. That gets us to 3 over par for the championship. So 335 yard, par 4, 4th hole. Now there is a line over the trees where you could hit driver, get pretty aggressive, leave it just kind of short of the green. Still not hitting driver consistently enough to want to pull that out, because if I hit my left miss, I'm dead. So I'm sticking to the game plan. I'm hitting a 4-iron here. It's going to give me a wedge in. It was a good swing right there. Nice contact. Push just slightly, but for a 4-iron, I'm really not upset with that result. 113 yards left in here. Pin at the back of the green, right in the middle though. So this is a sand wedge. Just taking a little bit off it. Now it felt like a really good swing right there. Good contact, just left of the flag. There's a bit of like a mound that goes across the screen, pins the other side of it. My ball finished on the other side of it. Spun back down the hill a little bit towards the hole. Really nice wedge shot there. Left myself about 4 feet here, but this is downhill. It's a tricky little putt, but this would be huge. Good roll there, drop that right into the heart. That gets us back to 2 over par for the championship. And that right there felt pretty good. We needed something to happen there. We missed the birdie on 1. We hadn't hit a great wedge shot on the 2. The unfortunate bogey on 3, but take advantage of the wedge on the 4th hole before going on to the par 5. The par 3 5th hole, which today was playing 180 yards. They'd move the tees up a little bit. It's a little bit downhill. There's a little bit downwind. I'm hitting an 8-iron here today. Pin's kind of on the right side of the green. Another pretty good swing right there. Ball just turned over on me a little bit. So it's going to finish left of the flag, but we are safely on the green, though we do have quite a challenging putt ahead of us. You can see I had to kind of like go over here, and here I'm trying to feel out my swing and get my rhythm down a little bit more. So, long 40-footer here for birdie on this par 3. We really struggled with pace putting in the first round. Considering this was really like the first long putt we'd had, I was very happy to see better pace control than we'd had in round 1. It was poor, to say the least. We're able to tap in for our par. Keeps us at even par for the round, 2 over par for the tournament. Just writing down all the notes that I'm currently using so that I can walk you guys through this round. So, on to our first par 5 of the day, the 6th hole, 500 yards. Again, there's nowhere for the cameraman to stand behind this tee box, so we end up with a little bit of a different angle here. I'm hitting driver here. We'd hit a pretty decent drive in round 1. I've only hit 1 drive so far today, and it went left, so I'm trying to straighten that out a little bit. And this one went further left, so the driver has not been nearly as good as it was in the first round, where it was quite stellar. So 235 yards left, but I wasn't convinced I could get 4-iron up over those trees. So this is a 9-iron, just laying up, putting it back in the fairway. Going to attack it as a 3-shot hole. It felt like it was the safer play from that position. We had 90 yards left here, pinned at the front of the green. This is a lob wedge, not a full one, taking a little bit off of it here. Really good strike on a great line. I'm asking it to sit because I wasn't sure if it was going to spin. Landed past the hole, spun back. Must have taken a pretty good look as it came back, but it did spin a lot. So I ended up with this, 12-footer going back up the hill, which I read as being pretty straight. Put a good roll on it. You can see that thing just dove off to the right, which that really just completely fooled me. I did not see that at all. Tap in for our par. Bit of a missed opportunity there on the par 5, unfortunately. Now the 7th hole, 419-yard par 4. As you can see, pretty straight, but pretty narrow. And the fairway tilts from right to left, so anything landing on the left side of the fairway is going to kick into the rough. There's some trees over there which can be problematic. They're going to come into play very quickly. And right as I'm about to pull, I'd forgotten about that. Right as I was about to pull the trigger, a little squirrel ran across the tee box there. Finally get around to hitting it, and this is down the left-hand side, and it's all going to depend on the bounce. And unfortunately, it did kick left, so we're not going to have a clear shot into the green. You can see I have a big tree right in front of me here. I had, what did I have in here? I had 127 yards uphill. This is a pitching wedge. Then I'm starting out to the right and drawing around the tree. It's actually really well hit and overdrew it a little bit, but from that position, just like getting it on the green and giving ourselves a putt, I was pretty happy with that. So we got this putt going back across the green. This is going to be quick. It was downhill. Should have had some left to right break in it, in my opinion at least. It did not break to the right, and it was a little bit quicker than I expected, but again, for pace, reasonable. I've left myself a bit of work, but it's not the same kind of work I'd been leaving myself in round 1. So about 3 feet here to save par on number 7. Tuck that away, still even par on the day. Just like looking for a moment here, something to happen, a putt to drop or something, just so we can really get momentum going, start making some birdies here. 8th hole is a par 4, 400 yards. Again, dead straight, but The fairway itself is pretty narrow. Looking for a good drive here. That was a better drive. We'd missed the first 3 to the left, though the one on 7 wasn't awful, just a bit of a pull. That's the first one of the day where I was like, okay, come on, now we got something. Unfortunately, it did just finish in the first cut. We had 103 yards left in, a little bit uphill, so that was sand wedge. It was just right of the flag. I was worried, I didn't quite feel like I got all of it. Felt like it was a little high off the face because of the lie. It ended up coming up a little bit short, but we still have a reasonable putt here, about 20 feet going back up the hill. And yeah, it was a little short, but either way it was breaking off early. That wouldn't have gone in even if I'd gotten it there. Decent effort, but again, just like a lot of pars right now. So 9th hole, short par 4. That actually moved the tees up today, so it was only playing, let me see here, 341 yards, and the pin is kind of back left. So hitting driver, good drive can get us up on the front of the green here, and that's another left miss. Just club face just so shut. The ball starts left of my start line and draws off that line. Yeah, the driver has not been stellar. 66 yards left in here. It's not a great angle. I don't have a great lie. It's like some seriously wiry grass that I found myself in off the tee there, and just didn't make great contact. And I've got it up there. I'm giving myself a putt, but from 66 yards, this is not the kind of putt that you want to be giving yourself. Let's say quick putt back down the hill. Not a ton of break in it. See, at the end, just broke off to the right there. There was not a putt I really could get aggressive with, so I was just trying to, get it down towards the hole. If it goes in, great. If not, just tap in for your par. Even par on the front 9. There's things to like, but the proximity isn't very good. We've got to tighten it up here on the back 9 if we want to get back into this thing. So onto the back 9. This is a 365-yard par 4. Goes downhill, dog legs left. I'm hitting 4-iron. It's going to give me a wedge in, and hybrid and 3-wood, you got to hit them pretty much perfect if you don't want to keep the ball in play. Good swing there again, right down the middle of the fairway. Felt like one of the better swings I'd made so far in this round. 110 yards left in, pins at the front left. This is a sand wedge here. And I absolutely love this shot in the air. The greens have been very firm, so I'm expecting this to skip up to it, which it does. And just tries to start to spin back down the slope and just stops. Unfortunately, that's going to give us a very quick putt here. It's only about 12 feet. It's pretty makeable, but it's got some right to left, and it's very quick. Barely breathed on that. That's going to just slip out a little bit on the high side, and see that thing just keeps trickling on. We're not in for par yet. We've got about 4 feet left here. Shouldn't be much movement on it. This is just like left center, put a little bit of pace on it. Yeah. Tap that in for par. Even par on the day still. Onto the 11th hole. Now this was a challenging par 4. Had it back into the wind today. The driving range is to the left. There's a hazard down the right. 433 yards. It is straight away, but I find it a bit of an intimidating tee shot here, and we haven't driven the ball well, so good result. Okay, I did not hit that great. It was a little bit high on the face, but we're not in any kind of trouble whatsoever. That's going to just find the right rough at 159 yards into a front flag. This was an 8-iron here, and that was a really nice strike from that lie, all over the flagstick, never left it. And that's going to finish about 6 feet away from the hole. We've got uphill putt here, just a little bit of right to left in it, nothing complicated. We get a putt to drop. I mean, we had better proximity. That's going to help. That gets us to 1 under par for the day, 1 over par for the championship. a 12th hole, 507-yard par 5. This one dog legs around to the left, and we got water down the left all the way going past the green. Hitting driver here, trying to take it just right of the bunkers that you see down the left there. That was a nice swing. I mean, that's kind of the ball flight that I hope I can hit more consistently in the near future. It's what I'm working towards, this tiny little fade. So we had 207 yards in. I was hitting 6-iron, and the pin was like front left, really well protected by the water. I really wasn't going for the flag at all. I was just trying to leave this out to the right and give myself a chip. Sorry, I said front left, it was back left. But I was just trying to leave that out to the right. And it unfortunately didn't even get up close to the front edge, which was shocking because I'd hit that quite well. Now pitching back up the green with sand wedge, and you see this getting over a slope here, and then it should be downhill to the hole. And I expected that to release a lot more, and unfortunately just didn't have the momentum to continue going down that slope. So we end up with about 8 feet here. So quick putt. And expecting that to break left, which is what my chip had started doing, just didn't. So, you know, good birdie on 11, but absolutely feel like we missed an opportunity there on 12. 13, par 3 today, playing 166 yards. The pin here was kind of middle, but on the right side of the green. So I'm really just looking to go kind of over that bunker that's right in the middle of the green here. Just give myself a putt from there. That was an 8-iron, and you can see it, just that little pull draw. We've seen a little bit today. Good for distance, but not very good for proximity over on the left side of the green. So 50 feet here, it's another pace putt. We know pace wasn't good in the first round, so a little nervous over this one. I don't want to give myself too much work left for par here. Again, all things considered, that was pretty well done. Like if I could have done that all day in the first round, we would have been in much better shape. About 2 feet here for the par. Tap that in, keeps us 1 under on the day, going on to the par 4 14th. So 405 yards. This one goes straight out and then downhill, a little bit back up to the green. But once the fairway starts going down, it severely slopes from right to left. So try and take this up the right side, which we do, like right center of the fairway there. Once that lands, it'll kick left. That should be far enough right to keep us in the fairway, which it was. At 92 yards left here, ball above my feet, this lob wedge, and just not doing a good job of judging how far left that ball is going to come out and how much it's going to turn because of the lie. I was well hit. I hit my number, but as you can see, a good 20-something feet left of the target from 92 yards is just not good enough. Another quick putt here down the hill. Again, just want to make sure we get the pace right here. We don't want to make any silly mistakes. Now, I thought I'd left this thing 6 feet short when I hit it. It was a very, very quick putt. Now, I had to mark that just so I wouldn't stand on my playing partner's line, but again, we got just outside of a foot here for par. Tap that in onto the par 3 15th hole, which today was playing 185. They've moved the tee box back to its normal spot. Now, if you remember in round 1, tees were up, it was a little shorter. I hit 9-iron, which landed about pin high, and the green was so firm that it bounced like 7 feet in the air and went off the back. So 185 yards, that was a hard 8-iron because I'm trying to get height on it and I want it to stop. It was on a pretty good line, it was where I was aiming. Fortunately, doesn't get up to the green. If that lands 2 yards or a yard further, it probably gets that big bounce and releases up, but instead it just kind of dies short. Got this chip from the front of the green to this back left flag here. That was with my sand wedge, just like bumping it onto the green, letting it release. Really nice touch there. That looked like it might go in for a long time. Unfortunately, just missed it on the high side, but I didn't even need to mark this one. able to just step up there, straddle my playing partner's line, tap in for an easy par on what's been a fairly challenging par 3 this week. So 16, 382 yard par 4. Now I'd gone left in the first round, I'd gone left in the practice round. I decided, you know what, we really don't need to hit a ton of club here to have a wedge in and get aggressive, so I'm going to hit hybrid. You actually don't want to get too far up there. The green was so firm, if you hit driver, you just couldn't stop it. Anyways, hit hybrid, and guess what? Went left. Just unreal how, like, it's not a narrow hole, but I just...
What is it with the fucking t-shirt?
Yeah, hear me there. We were literally 3 yards away from my divot from round 1, so 109 yards here. This is lob wedge. Now, pin here today was on the front left, over that bunker, and from this position, out of the rough to a firm green, a little bit downwind, there was just no hope of stopping the ball. So even though I took a full swing with lob wedge, I hit it great, high spin, everything. This thing released all the way to the back right of the green. So another 50-foot putt here.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Great pass.
Thank you.
Take that. Heck yeah, we'll take that.
I really didn't feel like I deserved that birdie, but
Set it right there. Really didn't feel like I deserved it, but we'll take it. 17th hole, 550 yard, par 5. This one double dog legs, goes a little bit right off the tee and then left back up the hill to the green. Just want to take this, like we went a little bit left on this hole in round 1, so I'm trying to take this a little bit further down the right. Good drive here means I can get aggressive and attack the green in 2, and that was a good drive. We haven't driven the ball well today, but that one was very good. So 198 yards going back uphill, a little bit into wind. I'm hitting 5-iron here just on the right rough. And decent strike, but just turned over to the left on me a little bit. It does get far enough up there that it gets into the greenside bunker, which is great, but it has left me a tricky shot because you can see here the slope that I'm kind of coming down. So this is going to land pretty firm on a down slope. It's going to be running away from me, and it's going to be breaking pretty good from left to right. So like the trajectory and the landing spot here are very important. That came out nice, high, soft, hit my spot. Just started a little bit further left than I wanted it, ideally, but we will take that result. That was a very, very good shot from that front bunker. This here to clean up for our birdie. And just like that, we're 3 under par on the day. We're back under par for the championship. So glad I stuck with it, didn't give up. Not the easiest of days, but here we go. 3 under par heading on to 18. Thrilled that we're back under par for the championship. We've made a big move up the leaderboard here. Now, 18, really tough hole. And I've just been struggling with this tee shot, even going back to the practice round. So we put it in the bunker down the left in day 1, which is basically a 1-stroke penalty. Today we went left of the bunker. I was hoping I'd maybe have a shot, but unfortunately no, it went a little too far left. No choice here but to just chip out. Just trying to put this up by the 100-yard marker. I can hit a wedge up the hill and try to make par the hard way. Definitely put it close to the 100-yard marker. Had 103 yards here, uphill. This was lob wedge. Felt like I could get aggressive with this one. Unfortunately, I just flighted this one down a little bit unintentionally. Pin was at the front, and this thing landed at the front, but the green was so firm it skipped up the hill and stopped there. So now we've got a long putt going down the tier, and wow, that was fast. Like, I really didn't feel like I put much weight on that putt, and as soon as it got going down that hill, it just took off. So we've still got 6 feet here to say bogey. Unfortunately, that one breaks off to the right, and all I needed to do was just put a little bit of extra pace on it. That's just a super frustrating end to the day right there. for working so hard to keep ourselves in it and get back to under par to double bogey 18 is just gross. All right, guys, round 2 recap. There was, well, let's start with this. We were 3 shots better than the first day. We putted a lot better. Only the 1-3 putt. Driver was okay, but not nearly as good as it was yesterday. Irons and wedges were passable, but the proximity to the hole is just not good enough to give myself a lot of good looks at birdie. We capitalized on a number of the opportunities that I did have, but they were kind of few and far between. A lot of greens in regulation. I hit 15 greens, but again, a lot of the time I'm putting from 30 plus feet. So got to tighten that up. Got to tighten up the driver a little bit more. Hit a lot of good putts today. I mean, we did a good job of just kind of fighting it out and staying in it, and kind of got it going there a little bit late with the birdies on 16 and 17 to get it to 3 under and 1 under total for the championship. But then to, like, yes, I hit a bad drive on 18. You know, it's had to chip out. The wedge shot, unfortunately, I flighted it a little bit too much and it skipped up onto that back level. But I should never have 3-putted that. I mean, the first one, yes, it was incredibly quick, and I just didn't give the second one really enough gas. I didn't really expect it to turn to the right. But to fight to get back under par for the championship, even though I wasn't hitting it amazing, and just to finish with a double bogey on 18, I mean, I just wanted to puke. Oh man, that was such a grotesque finish. But anyways, 1 over par for the championship. We are tied for 19th right now. So, you know, we did gain 9 spots on the leaderboard since the conclusion of round 1, which is a plus. But we would have been, like, let's just say that I par 18. I'm in a tie for 13th. So that really hurt. The leader's at 8 under, so nothing's impossible, but it would take a career tournament round from me, and well, I mean, we got a guy at 8. I think there's 2 or 3 guys at 7, 2 or 3 guys at 6. So, you know, I got to have an amazing day, and all of these guys have to kind of struggle. So unlikely, but we're gonna go out there, give it all we got. We're gonna try and continue building on the good that we've had recently, and just see where we fall at the end of the 3rd round. All right, guys, hope you really enjoyed the recap of the 2nd round from the CPGA Assistants Championship from Halifax, Nova Scotia. The 3rd and final round will be up on the channel next week, so make sure you stick around, come back, check that out. As always, promises to be exciting. There's always going to be some ups and downs. Just kind of seems to be the way that the season has gone. If you're new to the channel or have not yet at this point, please do me a favor, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Free for you, helps us a great deal. Also, if you wouldn't mind, drop a like on the video and leave us a comment down below. Constructive criticism is always welcome, and any and all interactions with the video really help push it into the YouTube algorithm, thus helping the channel continue to grow. Also, there's a new feature where you can hype videos, so if you feel strongly enough about it, I wouldn't mind if you did. That's a wrap for this week. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, I'll be back again next week with another video. Cheers, guys.